Central Iowa tonight, an ice box. We are below zero now and the temperature will fall even farther. Now, despite what the thermometer reads, people got outside in the sunshine to clear their driveways and sidewalks. Drivers are also hitting the roads, but at their own peril. We have seen sliding and stranded vehicles on snow-covered interstates. Now, those roads will only get more dangerous as the night comes. High wind is kicking up the snow and a blizzard warning is in full effect. State troopers have seen more than 150 crashes in the last day, along with 241 calls for help from drivers. Now, we are continuing our coverage of the first major storm of this season. Local 5 is on your side with the latest updates on how you can stay safe in this weather. We have team coverage tonight. Larissa Leone is out on the roads. We have Jake Brent riding with Iowa snowplows and Mary Sugden with Emergency Management Services. Before we get into our team weather coverage this evening, we want to turn now. You see our team out there with your team coverage there. We are going to turn now to Chief Meteorologist Brad Edwards. Brad, the big story today is the wind chill, the cold. We didn't get as much snow as what we thought.
Yeah, the snow thankfully did not pile up like we had thought. We got 2 to 5 inches of snow in most areas, enough to cause problems on the roads, obviously. But boy, that wind, it didn't disappoint as far as the forecast go. It is very, very cold out there. First of all, let's talk about the snowfall. And you can see central Iowa, kind of a bullseye there, 4 or 5 inches there, just north and northeast of the metro. But generally 3 or 4 inches right around the metro, some lighter amounts in far southern Iowa. But that's not the story now. It's the cold and the wind and the bad roads out there. And the dark purple you see here on I-80, that is travel not advised, because they've had too many accidents and it starts to get all gummed up out there because it's just bad traveling. It's been that way all day from Iowa City to Des Moines. It has improved I-80 westbound out there, but we still have some issues going across the roads out there. So let's take a look at the temperatures and wind chills. You can see the temperatures are 10 to 11 below in many areas. The wind chill values, we're talking about 38 below out there. Very, very cold. And we're looking for some moderation in the forecast. It will get warmer heading into early next week. The wind gusts still gusting close to 40 miles per hour, some areas over 40. And where the winds are gusting the highest, like Carroll, we've got a quarter-mile visibility there. So there are some issues with the visibility. Looking at our forecast, the winds are going to continue to blow strongly through the day tomorrow. No additional snow, but blowing snow, cold temperatures, the same type of weather we've been seeing out there. And you can see there are some people out on the road, Samantha, and it is very, very cold, and there are still some bad spots out there. And when those winds pick up, it is probably going to get worse before it gets better in some areas.
Yeah, bad. We have Local 5's Larissa Leone on the roads in West Des Moines right now. Road conditions changing.
Larissa, what are you seeing out there? Anybody swerving? I saw somebody just almost lose control earlier.
You know, Brad, just as you mentioned, some roads are affected more than others. We're safely driving around West Des Moines. I'm going to give you a look at what we're kind of seeing right now. We're in residential areas, just kind of seeing what snow accumulation is like on the roads. In more highly trafficked places, you can definitely see the plows have been hitting those well. And although these neighborhood streets have been hit, they're just not hit as well. Now, those that Perry's Towing shared, they're willing to help as long as they can. That's a local towing company, and they say that their phones have been ringing off the hook with people needing their assistance, and they're willing to help as long as the Iowa State Patrol doesn't issue a tow ban. ISP issues these bans when the interstate conditions are deteriorated to a point where it's no longer safe for tow trucks to be out on the road.
And unfortunately at that point, if your car is in the ditch, it's not blocking the traveled portion of the road, your car is going to have to wait until the conditions improve and the State Patrol reopens that interstate system for tow trucks.
And we'll continue to be monitoring these roads out here throughout the show. We'll give you kind of an update of what we're seeing. I know we've been hitting those local residential areas. We'll try to circle in those more rural areas later on in the show. But for now, back to you, Samantha.
All right, Larissa, thank you so much. Drive safe out there. We're going to turn now to West Des Moines, where Local 5's Mary Sugden is live at the Emergency Medical Services headquarters with more on how crews are handling the storm. Let's go to Mary.
Yeah, Samantha, the assistant chief here tells me they have had a busy day responding to crashes, a majority of those happening out on the interstate. Now, with where those crashes are happening, he says that crews have had to really adjust their approach to keep not only the patient, but themselves safe.
After we get a patient loaded from a motor vehicle crash, if we can move off the interstate to finish our assessment and do that, we do that. I've heard that happen 2 or 3 times today, because it just gets us out of the area.
Meanwhile, over at the Clive Fire Department, Chief Rick Rowe tells me his department has also had roughly a dozen weather-related calls, but he's concerned for what a structure fire would mean for his team in these conditions.
The wind causes us some big problems, not only for the way that it impacts the fire and can accelerate that, but also just the impact that it has on staff. When it's cold and windy, you can't hear as well, you can't see as well, you can't maneuver as well.
Now, one of the key things that Chief Rowe wants to stress to eliminate the risk of those structure fires is to pay attention to your space heaters. He says those should be plugged in directly to the wall. They should not be plugged in to extension cords. He says they really just can't handle that type of current. Reporting live in West Des Moines, Mary Sugden, Local 5 News. Samantha, back to you.
All right, Mary, thank you so much for that report. Before we go any further, make sure you download the We Are Iowa app to stay up to date as this storm rolls through the Midwest. Scan the QR code on your screen and then make sure to turn on notifications so you never miss an update. As snowplows continue clearing roads, you'll likely still see a layer of snow and ice. That's because de-icing materials may not be effective due to the low temperatures. According to the Public Services Director for West Des Moines, some crews may have to use sand instead. Now, West Des Moines has newer technology to help drivers make these decisions.
So the snowplow operator actually have devices on their snowplow trucks that will let them know on a scale of 0 to 100 what the road friction is. They can also see if the road's icy, whether it's dry, whether it's wet. They can get an idea of pavement temperatures, and that all helps them when it comes to whether to put material down and how much.
And on top of the icy temperatures, the intense wind gusts means visibility will become very difficult. So these crews, they're of course asking you to not go out in these conditions and give them the space to get the work done. So by this weekend, you have clear roads for Christmas. Des Moines Public Works posted this video today showing you what snowplow drivers can see in their mirrors and what they can't see. Now, those blind spots hiding cars, motorcycles, bikes, and pedestrians. It is a great reminder that blind spots on snowplows are massive, and that's the red areas pictured here. Just take a look at your TV there. Make sure to give them plenty of distance following them so they can see you as they work to keep our roads clear. Cities across central Iowa still have parking bans and snow ordinances into place, but others have now been lifted. The city of Norwalk announced lifting its snow ordinance earlier this afternoon. And to find out which cities still have snow ordinances, head to our website, weareiowa.com, and check out the winter storm coverage at the top of the page. Des Moines Public Works is urging residents to get ready for the storm by signing up for parking restriction text alerts. To sign up for the general snow removal text, send the word snow to 518-355-8815. Now, for odd and even neighborhood parking alerts, text the word odd snow to that same number. Des Moines is extending how long you have to clear snow from sidewalks. People who live in Des Moines usually have 48 hours after snowfall to clear the sidewalks. But for this storm, you have 4 days, and that means Des Moines residents need to have their sidewalks cleared by this Sunday night. Residents in almost every other city around Des Moines have just 24 hours to clear their sidewalks, which means they have just over 6 hours left. Experts are sharing this today to dress for the extreme conditions. So they urge everyone to dress in loose, warm layers. Most pediatricians recommend bundling up kids in at least 3 layers. And if you're dressing an infant, the rule of thumb is to dress them in 1 more layer of clothing and that an adult would wear. It's all super important to help you avoid frostbite or hypothermia. And with the bitterly cold weather, resources are available in the metro to help keep you and your family warm. You can head to weareiowa.com to find a list of emergency shelters.